What is up, everybody? My name is KG and I'm back with another video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and Happy New Year to everyone. Hope you guys are having a good one so far and that you are keeping safe in these uncertain and dangerous times. I would really appreciate it if you can hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, as well as the notification bell so that you can be kept up to date as I post new content. Today I'm going to be covering a topic that is very, very close to my heart, maybe because it's something that I've struggled with myself for the longest time, and I felt it would be a beneficial message for someone, especially as we kick off the new year. It might help you sort of have some perspective as you continue to go forward this year. So without wasting any further time, let's get straight to it. 10 reasons why you should trust the timing of your life. The first reason why you should trust the timing of your life is the fact that great things take time. For an example, it takes longer to build a mansion than it does to build a normal house. More work needs to be put into the mansion. Because it's a more complex kind of structure than any other house. And usually when they set up to build mansions, they usually put up a picture in front of the construction site, and that picture is a depiction of what the house is going to look like once the building process is complete. So even though it takes long, the builders know that they are working towards a specific vision. It is important as you navigate the journey of your life. Remember that when you were created, your creator had a specific vision in mind concerning your life, and one of the most important things to do is to really find or try to understand that vision. Look at how you are uniquely designed, and look at some of the things that you constantly gravitate towards. All of that should somehow help you get the vision or the vision for your life. And as you go through the storms of life, as you go through the lengthy process of preparation, at the back of your mind, you keep in mind that you're working towards something. All of this is not in vain. You are a work in progress, basically. I went into one of my favorite restaurants a couple of days ago, and I saw a sign there that says, be patient. Good food takes time to prepare. And I smiled because when the message resonated with me, it made a lot of sense. When you go into a restaurant, depending on what you've ordered, you need to be prepared to wait a little bit longer than others. Someone else may have come after you, but because of what they've ordered, maybe they've ordered a simple dish that can be prepared in a short space of time. And if you're not a reasonable person, you might start fighting to say, but I was here first. Why is this guy now getting his food before me? But understanding what you've ordered. Maybe you've ordered a big meal. Maybe you've ordered a sophisticated meal. And they obviously need to make sure that everything is done right at the kitchen. They need to make sure that the food is well cooked. They need to make sure that they deliver on their promise as well when they advertise that particular meal, because you don't want to rush the process only to find that the food is not good enough. So someone might say, I thought I would be married by now. I thought I would be financially abundant by now. Well, have you considered the fact that maybe you have a big destiny to fulfill? That is why it's taking a bit longer to get you ready. like I said, great things take time. The bigger the vision, the more time is required to prepare you. The second reason why you should trust the timing of your life is the principle that God always saves the best for last. For an example, when radio DJs conduct countdown shows, like could be top 40 countdown, top 100 countdown, top 10 countdown, have you noticed that they never play the number one song first? And why is that? It's because the number one song is the biggest song in the playlist, and they make sure that they reserve that for later. They start with the 40th song, if it's a top 40 countdown, and they count down accordingly until they get to number one. The same principle happens usually always when there's a medal ceremony in sports. It's always the case that the number one athlete is never called first to receive their medal. They start with the number 3, bronze medal, go on to number 2, silver medal, and until they get to number 1, who is obviously the star of the show. So what if the reason why there's been delays in your life is because you are the star of the show? You are the cream of the crop. You are that number one song in the example of the radio countdown. And if you were the number one song and you were sort of like a conscious being like us, I know this is a ridiculous analogy, but I'm hoping that you will get my point. If you were the number one song and you formed part of the playlist, but then you noticed that every other song was going before you, or was being played before you, if you had no understanding of who you are, it's easy for you to then say, but I thought I was good, I thought I was the best, I thought I had something special, but why are they not playing me? And the DJ is like, relax, you are my showstopper. I can't reveal you yet. After all the songs have come, then you will come through, because you are the best of the best. The third reason why you should trust the timing of your life is the fact that the taller the building, the deeper its foundation must be. I'll say that again. The taller the building, the deeper its foundation must be. And so it takes time to lay down a deep and solid foundation when skyscrapers are being built. Could it be that things are taking long in your life because you are destined to reach heights that ordinary people are never going to reach, or are never destined to reach? If the foundation of some of the tallest skyscrapers in the world was not deep enough or strong enough, those buildings would collapse under certain extreme conditions. Because of the height of your calling, your creator, or the universe, is taking his time preparing you and wants to give you a solid foundation so that you don't break when certain conditions arise. You are basically being strengthened for your purpose. Ordinarily, skyscrapers are buildings with a minimum of 40 floors or more. As buildings get taller, the foundation and bottom floors have to hold more and more weight. This is why when it comes to building skyscrapers, one of the most important steps is setting up a deep and solid foundation. You need to therefore understand what you are. You need to understand that you are not like other people. Look at the clues in your life, your journey. There may be things that have happened to you that point to the fact that your journey is not ordinary. Maybe you are a skyscraper, a rare building that is able to accommodate a whole lot of people. But it takes time to make compared to other normal buildings. The fourth reason why you should trust the timing of your life is that our journeys are not the same, or our paths are not the same. We don't all have the same destiny. We are not all going to the same place. For example, if someone was traveling to Cape Town, and someone else was traveling to Durban, maybe traveling from Johannesburg to Cape Town or Durban. The person that's traveling to Cape Town will obviously take longer to get to their destination because it's further than Durban, from where the two people are traveling from. So the principle here is that because we are not all going to the same place, we can't expect to get there at the same time. We all have our own unique journeys that have been sort of predetermined or built into our purpose before we were even born. And it's said that society sort of puts everyone in one box, ascribing the same expectations to everyone, not understanding that we are unique, and most of all, we are not meant to, go to the same destination. Again, it is important to understand your vision, understand your purpose, understand your destiny, because once you understand that, it is easy for you to understand the process. It's easy for you to understand the delays. It's easy for you to understand why other people seem to be succeeding before you, and you seem to be walking, but it doesn't seem like you are getting there. It is simply because you are destined to reach further, or you are destined to travel to a far distance compared to your counterparts. The fifth reason why you should trust the timing of your life is the fact that we are all operating on a different clock or timing. Our life stories don't contain the exact same amount of chapters. Therefore, don't compare someone's chapter 20 with your chapter 5. All you need to do is to keep on turning the pages. You too will get to a chapter in your life where you start winning, where everything that you went through begin to make sense, where you start understanding that had you not gone through that, then you wouldn't be able to handle this. There's something about time and process that sort of like shapes our character, that sort of polishes us to become something that the world admires, or something that the world values. If you look at the various stones or precious stones or gems, almost all of them are refined through a process of fire, and you can imagine what it's like to be that precious jewel. When you see it shining at a jewelry store, you don't know how much it costs. If you want to know the true cost of that jewel, don't ask the person that bought it. Ask the jewel itself, because it is that jewel that went through that process of purification, that process of heating, refinement, of perfection. So when God takes His time in shaping you, in refining you, it's only because you are valuable. He wouldn't spend so much time on you if you were not a valuable person if you did not have any significant purpose to fulfill, and when things start happening, that's when you will realize that, oh, okay, now I know why, it took so long. Now I know why I felt like I was being heated. It's because you were being refined. Number 6, there is a time for everything under the sun. The universe is structured in such a way that every constellation has its time to flourish. Life is seasonal. Nighttime and daytime, for an example, take turns in influencing our days. The 4 seasons take turns in this endless cycle of life. Life is an ever-moving wheel, and as it moves, divine breakthroughs are then inevitably presented to different individuals at different times. I don't know if you've noticed, but for an example, in the music industry, have you seen how every year there seems to be a new artist that suddenly comes out of nowhere and sort of steals the spotlight? This person all of a sudden is winning all sorts of awards, and they just explode. If you don't know, if you don't have context, or if you don't know the history of that artist, you may assume that they had overnight success, but there is no such thing as overnight success. If you were to speak to this person, and if they were to really open up to you, you would learn that it took time for them to get where they were, where the world is sort of worshipping them, so to speak. They had to go through the process of trying to put out records, and it seemed like no one is listening. Where they tried refining their art, but it seemed like this music thing is not working. But they didn't stop. They kept on going, and the reason why it didn't happen then, it's because it wasn't their time yet. It's not like the talent wasn't there. The talent was there all along, but it had to be refined. It had to be perfected, and it was always scheduled in God's calendar that at this time so and so will get their breakthrough. At this time so and so will get their breakthrough. And that is why then continuously there's this thing of new artists coming along, stealing the limelight. You'll find that this person started making music 10 years ago, or 5 years ago, 20 years ago, but then it took that many years for them to actually finally make it. And the whole thing depends on your birth chart. The time you are born depicts or determines the timing of your breakthrough. That is why when your appointed time to shine comes, you become unstoppable. Instead of comparing yourself with your peers and friends, wait for your time to come. It will surely come if you remain in faith, even if it's hard watching other people progress around you while you remain stuck. You need to believe that as the wheel of life continues to turn, sooner or later, it will get to you too. The same way that the universe evolves through seasons, your own life revolves around seasons. You will experience winter, autumn, spring, and summer in the course of your life. And sometimes it may seem like you are experiencing an endless winter. Sometimes it may seem like, no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you try to remain patient, but it seems like circumstances are not changing. But then, since life is seasonal, eventually things will change. You will experience a new season. It's just a matter of you keeping the faith, like I said. It's just a matter of you understanding the purpose of that winter, because it is in winter that you are able to then gain the strength and the power that will actually enable you to flourish when spring comes or when summer comes. The seventh reason why you should trust the timing of your life is the fact that waiting gives you the upper hand. The reason why they say isinamuva liyabukwa ngesizulu, he who dances last dances the most, is because he who dances last can incorporate all the dancing styles of the people that that danced before them and add their own flavor, resulting in a more breathtaking performance. One of the reasons why Apple is one of the leading brands in the tech game is because Apple is not interested in becoming the first in releasing a particular product. They are interested in becoming the best. And one of the ways they do that is waiting for their competition to release first. And then they release theirs after. What they do during that time is they look at their competitors' shortfalls. They look at where that particular product can be improved. And when they release theirs, you'll find that it's actually better than the one that was released first. So yeah, that's another principle right there. When you wait, you gain an upper hand. Waiting is in fact considered a war strategy. When you wait, you may just surprise your enemy instead of attacking first and sort of like getting overwhelmed. But when you wait, when you hide, your enemy might start underestimating you. They might start thinking that you're not even there, or they might start thinking that you're afraid of them, but only to find that you are actually waiting for the perfect time to strike. The eighth reason why you should trust the timing of your life is the fact that life is more like a marathon. It is not a sprint race. Have you noticed how sprint races are only done for short distances, that is between 100 and 200 meters? And then the longer distance races are run at a significantly lower pace. That is like life. It's not about who gets there first. It's about running your own unique race, faithfully keeping in mind again that our paths are not the same. And so the distance we need to cover is not the same also. If you have been predestined for a high calling, that is like a marathon. To run certain races, you don't need stamina, you need speed, and vice versa. Your life may require staying power. That is why the journey is longer. It's because you are required to cover more ground. You are required to go further than others. Long distance runners don't envy sprinters when they finish a race in a few seconds or minutes. They know that the two races are not completely the same, or rather they are not the same, and therefore are incomparable. Number 9, time is a man-made construct. In actuality, there is no time. You are a spirit being with a soul living in a body. The essence of your being resides in eternity, where time is considered to be a temporary illusion. So don't be obsessed with time, because in the context of eternity, it does not really matter. Number 10, the 10th reason why you should trust the timing of your life is that everything in this universe is unfolding in conformity to a greater plan and purpose. Just because something is not happening for you right now does not mean that it never will, or that it's not meant to happen. You are not here to compete. You are here to fulfill your own unique purpose. And depending on what that is and how far-reaching it is, your purpose may require a bit more preparation than that of others. Stop comparing yourself, therefore, with your friends. You have no competition. The only person you can reasonably compete with is yourself, by ensuring that you are constantly and consistently bettering yourself every day as you are being prepared for your purpose. Put your pride aside and let your ego die and surrender to your unique path and say, God, no matter how long it takes, I will wait. Even if they laugh at me and call me names suggesting that I'm a loser, I shall continue to be faithful to my unique path until the will of God turns in my favor. Society has programmed us that we need to have children at a certain age, that we need to have a certain amount of money at a certain age, that, at a certain age we need to have achieved certain things. But these are societal constructs. They are not factual. For instance, there is a belief that if we went to school together and finished school at the same time, then we need to have all attained a certain level of success when we reach a certain age. And if you don't reach those milestones, then at a certain age, then you are considered to be a loser, or there's an assumption that you are a loser. But this is an assumption. That's exactly what it is, because it's not a matter of fact. The fact that we don't have the same predetermined path means that we are all incomparable. We are not going to the same destination, like I said. So why do we then expect people to get there at the exact same time? That doesn't make sense. That is not logical. Instead of assuming that someone is not ambitious simply because it's taking them longer to succeed, maybe ask yourself, where is this person going? Where is God taking this person? Therein you will find the answer. Everyone in this planet is here for a totally different reason. Ignore whatever people are saying and listen to the voice within you. Because these people are not your God. They did not make you. They did not assign your purpose. They don't know why you are here. Only your Creator knows that. Therefore, the only thing you should be worried about or concerned about right now is focusing on finding and understanding your unique purpose. That will obviously help you to understand your unique path. You are not a failure. You are a work in progress. You are like that mansion that is still being built. And guess what? The universe has every intention to complete the work that it started in you. What the universe starts, it completes. Every construction project has a completion timeline. It has a specific date in which it is meant to be completed. That is the case with your own training as God prepares you for what He created you to do. There is a date of completion. You are not going to be a work in progress forever. The work will one day be complete, which is when you will start to blossom. People will be amazed at your beauty and unique talent. Yet none of them would probably know that it took so long and so much for you to become what you are now. I would like to leave you with this. You are a limited edition, and limited editions are rare. It takes longer to make limited editions. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that this message somehow resonated with you and sort of helped you with whatever you're going through right now, the current situation. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. See you next time. Peace.